gathered here today for this very important occasion. Please be seated. Thank you.
Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please can we take our seats? Let's go and settle down now. Let's leave our special guests and take our seats now. Please take your seats, please. Please take your seats. We are crowding our special guests. Can we leave the top table now and go and take our seats? Please. We're about starting. Please go and take your seats. Please take your seats now. Take your seats. Please take your seats, please. Please take your seats. Can we decongest the top table, please? Let's talk today. I should call you. I'll call you. Is your guy coming? Where is he?
Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, I want to call on all people who are standing or moving around to please be seated. Jama'a daga Yobe, wannan abunmu ne na gida, da Allah mu bar baki mu zauna, da Allah a samu guri a zauna. Mutane suna ta tsatsaye tun ɗazu an kasa nutsuwa kuma wannan program ɗin zai fara ne live a NTA da TVC daga karfe 10. Yanzu mun fara ma kenan. Ya kamata mutane su samu guri su zauna da Allah so that we can get this event started. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before we fully get started formally, I want to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, SAN. I want to recognize in no particular order all the distinguished dignitaries who are here before we fully and formally get started. Thank you so much. Yeah. Senator Andy Uba is here. Alhaji Adamu Maina Waziri is here. Alhaji Kashim Ibrahim Imam is here. We're recognizing people as we get the names, but we'll roll out the list of protocols formally as this event gets started very soon. Please be seated. I want to call on everyone who is standing once again to please be seated, including people who have no official roles standing behind distinguished dignitaries. Yes, and also members of the media, photographers, please once you take your photos, can you clear this stage, please? Members of the media, once you take your photos, please move away and leave this stage now. We have to get started. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Before we formally get started, I want to recognize the presence of the Serkin Hausawa of Lagos, Alaji Aminu Yaro. We're going to roll out all the protocols starting very soon. Thank you so much.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please shall we all rise now for the national anthem. While we are still standing, we'll take the second stanza of the national anthem as our opening prayer. O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. And we all say, amen. Please be seated. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate and the Chairman of the National Assembly, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, PhD, CON. Let me welcome here His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State and the Chairman, the Interim Chairman of the APC Committee, Honorable Mai Malabuni. I'd like to welcome here the Chairman of today's occasion, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe GCON. I'd like to also welcome here His Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, Distinguished Senator Abubakar A. Bagudu. Also here with us is the Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency, Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State. Let me welcome our Chief Launcher here today, a very important businessman, Alhaji Dahiru Barau Mangal. His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Yobe State is there, Alhaji Idi Bari Gubana. I'd like to welcome all the members of the Yobe State Executive Council. The Chief of Staff to the Governor is here, the SSG is here, the Head of the Civil Service of the state is here. Let me welcome the Chairman of the Yobe State Traditional Council and the Emir of Fika, His Royal Highness Muhammad Abba Ibn Muhammad Idrissa, and all the traditional rulers from Yobe State, the Speaker of the Yobe State House of Assembly, and other members of the Yobe State House of Assembly. Let me also welcome here His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum. Let me welcome all of you captains of industry, members of the diplomatic corps, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, it is with pleasure that I welcome all of you to the Yobe State Education Recovery Appeal Fund. So on behalf of the 3.4 million people of Yobe State, I welcome you. And as I stand here this morning, two words agitate my mind. The first one is resilience, meaning accepting your new reality, even if it is less good than what you had before. I say congratulations to His Excellency, the current governor, and the former governors who are also here for being resilient, for being determined, for being strong in the face of the smothering effects of the insurgency in the state. Your determination, your resolve, your strength in not surrendering to the dilapidation you are facing is second to none. The second word that agitates my mind is the word kindness. And that is to all of you in this room today. Kindness that is like a wonderful tree that grows fast. Kindness with deep roots that extends to forever. Kindness that brings comfort and love. Kindness that spreads to millions of hearts, reaching high and wide. Kindness that will recreate, recover, reinvent, and rebuild the educational system in Yobe State. An educational system that has been destroyed in over 10 years of incessant insurgent attacks, affecting school enrollment, school attendance, and school infrastructure. So on behalf of the good people of Yobe State, I welcome you. My name is Ebere Young, and I will not be here alone. My brother, Abdullahi, who is also the Commissioner for Wealth Creation in Yobe State, will be co-anchoring with me. But to kick us off, let me welcome here the chairman of today's occasion, an ambassador, a former minister, a former secretary to the government of the Federation. And so he understands the essence of education. And we're very happy to have with us. Okay, let me quickly welcome here Malam Mohammed Musa Bello, Honorable Minister of the FCT. Honorable Minister, we welcome you, and other ministers that are here present. Abdullahi has an announcement.
Thank you so much, distinguished President of the Senate, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I want to recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Jigawa State, Alhaji Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, former governors of Yobe State, Excellencies, Alhaji Ibrahim Gaidam, and distinguished Senator Bukar Abba Ibrahim are here. We've earlier recognized the presence of His Excellency, the Minister of the FCT, who is here. Chief Femi Fani Kayode is also here. I want to recognize the presence of distinguished Senator Tokumbo Abiru, representing His Excellency Ashiwaji Bola Tinubu. Senator Tokumbo Abiru is here. Right Honorable Babangida Saido Ungoroje is here. All the distinguished dignitaries who are here, luminaries recognized earlier. We have done a little recognition. Alhaji Adamu Maina Wadiri is here. Distinguished Chief Lancha Alhaji Dahiru Mangal is here. Distinguished royal fathers across Yobe State, led by His Highness the Mayor of Fika, Alhaji Muhammadu Abali, even Muhammadu Idrisa, the Speaker of the Yobe House of Assembly, Right Honorable Ahmed Lawan Mirwan, honorable members of the House, all 24 of them from Yobe State are here. And of course, number 3 man in the country, distinguished President of the Senate, distinguished Senator Ahmad Ibrahim Lawal. Now I want to hand over to Mr. Ebere MFR for the continuation of the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you. Senator Ibrahim M. Ida is also here, and the Honorable Minister of Education is represented by the Permanent Secretary. So without much ado, let me, on your behalf, welcome here our chairman for today's occasion, His Excellency Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, GCON. Yes. Please, let's put our hands together for him and welcome him here.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Your Excellency, the Senate President, Your Excellencies, governors here present, distinguished senators, members of the House of Reps, members of the State House of Assembly here present, our royal fathers, captains of industry, our chief launcher, and other co-launchers. Good morning and welcome to this occasion. While I cannot speak to why His Excellency Governor Maimala Buni kindly invited me to chair this occasion, I can tell you why it is that I gladly accepted the request. Firstly, it is an occasion concerning Yobe State. While I am like many others here, I am from Borno. We of my generation, and indeed many of the current generation, cannot get our heads round the idea that Borno and Yobe are supposed to be two different entities. We are emotionally and culturally too glued to the idea of the old Borno. Indeed, the idea of the old Kanem Borno, that we shall forever consider what affects Yobe affects Borno and vice versa. I can say that at this occasion, I, and indeed the many faces I see from Borno, led by our leader, the Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, we stand and sit before you as sons of Yobe. The second reason why I'm very glad to chair this appeal fund is because it is about education. The importance of education in human development is, for me, very, very aptly captured by the injunction ascribed to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we should go as far as to even China to seek education. On a very personal level, I can attest to this divine injunction and inspiration. I stand before you today not because I was born into nobility or wealth, but simply because I had the privilege of being educated at home and abroad. Most of my contemporaries and none of my own family members have had the access to the factors of self-advancement through education that I have had. I therefore epitomize the fact that education is the foundation. Indeed, it is the key to a successful and fulfilling life. That is why I never hesitate to answer the call at any opportunity to be associated with the advancement of education. Now, so much as to why I am here today. And you? Why have you responded to His Excellency's invitation in such an impressive number? Each of you, I'm sure, bearing such fat checks in your pockets. It may well be that you all place the same value on education as I do, and in that case, I applaud you all. It may also be that you came, as I see you have from all nooks and crannies of Nigeria, out of a sheer spirit of solidarity for which we are all well known. I'm impressed by the presence of not only Their Excellencies, the state governors, our legislators, former governors, but the distinguished galaxy of philanthropists who are well known for championing all manner of worthy causes, including the advancement of education. Led by our chief launcher, Alhaji Dahiru Baromangal, each of our illustrious co-launchers will be called upon in alphabetical order as far as possible to make their donations and, if they so choose, deliver short messages of goodwill. In the course of the program, as you will see in the program copies before you, we shall be addressed by the Deputy Governor of Yobe State, who is the chairman of the organizing committee, His Excellency Idi Barde Gubana, by our chief host, His Excellency the Governor of Yobe State, and the President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, who himself is a son of Yobe. We shall also watch a short documentary by the media team of the Yobe State Education Trust Fund. In these presentations, you will be informed in detail of the devastation and setback to education caused by the Boko Haram insurgency in Yobe, the current state of education in Yobe, and the plans to address the challenges in the educational sector, which will cost an initial investment of some 25 billion naira. You will appreciate, I'm sure, that this is a huge amount beyond the capacity of the treasury resources of a state like Yobe. That is why the state government launched the Appeal Fund first in Yobe, where the citizens continue to contribute from their meager resources, but with huge generosity of the heart. It is hoped that after this national launch, we shall be well on our way to meeting our target. In this endeavor, I acknowledge the steadfast and continuing support of our international partners, many of whom are represented here today. I hope they'll continue to accompany us in our national aspirations. I thank you all for coming, and we shall continue with the order of events as in the program, as directed by the Master of Ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That was the opening remarks by His Excellency Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, who also is the chairman of this occasion. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we get underway, I want to very quickly recognize the presence of the chairman, National Communications Commission, NCC, Professor Adeola Akande, representative of the Minister of Communication, Professor Aliyu Isa Pantami. Excellencies, I want to also recognize the presence of the representative of the Honorable Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa is the DG CEO of the National Biotechnology Development Agency. Excellency, also I want to recognize the presence of the representative of General T.Y. Danjuma, who is also the CEO of the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation, Gima Toje. Hajia Inna Adamu Chiroma is also here, as is Mr. Atoro Kendero. He is representing development partners, international NGOs here in this occasion. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the occasion, His Excellency Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, has said it all, education. There is no substitute to education. And that the countries that have prospered and have moved forward have done so solely because of the quality of education that they're able to provide to their sons and daughters. And this is why we are here today, because His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, Honorable Mai Mala Buni, is keen to ensure that education is revived in Yobe State after many years of setbacks, not just by the Boko Haram insurgency, but also by fiscal and other security challenges bedeviling the state. We imagine out of those challenges now, His Excellency wants to make sure that our sons and daughters across the state have the best possible education. Thank you so much. I want to invite Mr. Ebere Young to continue handling the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while the chairman of the occasion was speaking, His Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, distinguished Senator Omar Gege walked in. Distinguished Senator, we welcome you. Thank you very much. We also want to welcome a few other senators that are here. Senator Yahaya A. Abdullahi, Senate Leader, we welcome you. Distinguished Senator Ubas Sani, Chairman, Senate Committee on Banking, we also welcome you. And Senator Mohammed Sani Musa 313, Chairman, Senate Committee on Service, National Chairmanship Aspirant, we also welcome you. Kogi State is here very, very powerfully. They're here with human resources and money. The governor is looking at me. And so the chief of staff to the governor, he just told me that the key to the bullion van from Kogi State is in his hand. So pharmacist Mohammed Jamia Soko, the key to the bullion van is in your hand. I welcome you. Commissioner for Solid Minerals, Kogi State, Bashir Gego is also here. His Excellency Prince Dakbo Abiodun is represented by Engineer Noimot Salako Yedele, Ogun State Deputy Governor. And Malam Saliu Mustafa Turaki of Ilorin is also here with us. I welcome you. They say that education is a passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And this maxim is clearly in the heart of His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of the state. He's been amazing, hardworking. In fact, I was told that he didn't leave here until 1 a.m. this morning, ensuring that this hall is set. Please join me as I welcome here the Deputy Governor of the state, His Excellency Idi Baride Gubana. Please, hardworking man, Chairman Organizing Committee, please step forward here. And I think he has an uncanny resemblance to the Senate President too.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله عليه الكريم. Your Excellency, my Chairman, sir, I want to crave indulgence to make a plea before my speech, sir. Your Excellencies, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, Orome Malabuni Chirungujiba, took his time, despite his tight schedule, to one by one write the names of these personalities and gave us to disseminate the invitation letters. In an event where those letters were not effectively served, or in an event where other means of communication we use, such as the electronic media, prints, etc., which may not have sounded well, I, Idi Barde Gubana, Wazirin Fune, as the chairman of the organizing committee, I took the blame. Therefore, I apologize. The speech goes as follows. Your Excellency, the Senate President, Dr. Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, Sardonam Bade, Ganuan Kebi, Argungu. Your Excellency, the Speaker of the House of Reps, ably represented. Your Excellency, the host governor, and Chairman APC Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Honorable Malabuni Chiroman Gujiba, Walin Damaturu Baraden Fika, Your Excellencies, other governors here present, Your Excellency, Ambassador Sa Babagana Kingebe, Chairman of the Cajun, the Chief Lancha, Alhaji Tairu Baro Mangal, Chairman Mangal Group of Companies, distinguished senators and members of the House of Representatives here present, honorable ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here present, the Speaker and members of the Yobe State Assembly here, the Honorable Chief Judge and Honorable Grand Kadi, members of the Diplomatic Corps, co-launchers, other members of the Executive Council, special advisors, liaison officers, and special assistants to Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, local government chairmen, Your Royal Highnesses, Emirs and Mais, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I am extremely honored to stand here on behalf of the good people and government of Yobe State, under the distinguished leadership of His Excellency Orome Malabuni, to welcome you all to this highly important event of history. Since our swearing-in on 29th May 2019, we have prioritized education, has maintained a deliberate policy to revitalize the sector. We have made tremendous efforts and put more resources to achieve a revitalization plan that was carefully achieved through elaborate collaboration and engagement. We have expanded our expenditure in education, and we are making efforts to turn the education sector to uplift the life of our people. We have realized that the treasury resource will not be adequate to achieve our plans. For this purpose, His Excellency, our esteemed Governor, approved the establishment of Yobe State Education Trust Fund and subjected it to the independent regulations of the Corporate Affairs Commission under a law of the Federation of Nigeria, and went ahead to appoint a board of directors composed of competent, distinguished, and credible personalities to manage the fund. Mr. Chairman, sir, respected guests, The final touch on this segment of our reforms on funding for education in Yobe is the reason His Excellency invited you here, to tap into your generosity, kindness, and compassion to raise a minimum of 25 billion naira for the trust fund, which we will invest and channel to our education sector to complement treasury financing by the state government. The fund will also seek partnership and collaborations with development and intervention partners to tailor out a roadmap for momentous and consequential interventions. This will be a legacy they will never regret contributing to by the special grace of God Almighty. On behalf of His Excellency, Honorable Malabuni, I welcome you all and convey you the utmost gratitude of the good people of Yobe State for honoring our invitation, and to inform you their keen and high anticipation of your generosity and philanthropy in donating to our noble cause. Thank you, and Allah bless. Masalam.
Thank you so much. Excellency, the President of the Senate, Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, and other Executive Governors who are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As has been mentioned, we are honored with the presence of distinguished dignitaries and luminaries who have joined His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, to support the revitalization of education in Yobe State. And the reason is they believe in his determination to move the state forward and to move the state of our education forward. And one of those distinguished individuals is Alhaji A.A. Rano, who is here. You are welcome, sir. We are very honored to have you here. Alhaji Awal Lawal Sarkin Sudan is also here. And we have the managing directors of banks and other financial institutions from across the country who are here. And I apologize for not being able to mention all the MDs of banks who are here. We have several of them joining us here today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are so honored by your presence, and it goes to show that the very best for your best education is yet to come. Thank you so very much.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also welcome here Alhaji Awal Lawal, Sarkin Sudan Gombe, who is here with us. I welcome you. Alhaji Sanusi Bala, Sarki Dawaki Metuta Gusso is also here. And the Honorable Speaker, Gombe State House of Assembly, is here representing His Excellency, the Governor of Gombe State. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the saying is very clear that education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. All of you here today are here to help Yobe State light the fire of education. You know why? Because education is the only and the strongest weapon through which we can change the world. And so Your Excellency is the man that is leading that team of trying to use education to change Yobe State is here with us. He's a gentleman, but in his heart is the strength of steel. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome here our chief host, the governor of Yobe State and the interim chairman of the APC committee, His Excellency Honorable Mai Malabuni, to please address us.
Thank you so much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before His Excellency begins his speech, I want to implore a security agent standing, blocking the live TV crew from NT and TVC. Please, can you get seated or move by the side?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين ونبينا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, CON, Your Excellencies, the Executive Governors here present, Your Excellency, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, GCON, Chairman of the occasion, the Chief Lancher, Alhaji Dairu Baraumangal, Your Excellency, Honorable E.D. Barde Gubana, Waziri Mfune, the Deputy Governor of Yobe State, the Chairman, Organizing Committee, distinguished senators and honorable members of the House of Representatives, honorable ministers here present, honorable Speaker, Yobe State House of Assembly, honorable Chief Judge, honorable Grand Kadi, members of the Diplomatic Corps and captains of industries, the co-launchers and co-hosts, honorable commissioners, special advisor, liaison officers, and special assistants, chief executive of boards and parastatals, our distinguished friends and associates, local government council chairmen here present, Your Royal Highness the Emir of Ika and Chairman Yobe State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Muhammad Abali Ibn Muhammad Idrisa, and other Royal Highnesses here present, illustrious sons and daughters of Yobe State, members of the organizing committee, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is my singular honor and privilege to host this education development fundraising event for the benefit of the young people of Yobe State, who have in the last 12 years suffered from the scourge of insurgency, whose trademark is war against Western education. The people and government of Yobe State, and indeed my humble self, feel deeply honored by your presence and support on this subject that is so central to the development of human society. When I was called upon and subsequently voted to serve the dear good people of Yobe State, I reflected a great deal on the ways and manner to effectively deliver on the appropriate provisions of the Constitution to better the well-being of the people of the state. It became clear to me that for good governance and democracy to thrive, we need a well-educated and enlightened citizenry. Furthermore, the goal to entrench the dividends of democratic good governance can only be optimally achieved through sustained education development of the society. Conversely, societal retrogression and degeneration is a sure consequence of poor education. From the historical scholarly Kanem Borno Empire to the present-day Yobe State, the society has gone through a chicken experience in educational development or otherwise. This has resulted in a mosaic of education culture with attendant mixed results with regards to the human development competitiveness of Yobe State and its citizens in contemporary Nigeria. Even the challenges associated with insecurity are not unconnected with the apparent misconception of the education culture and narrative. Without boring you with the list of human development challenges faced by our people, I take this opportunity to share my conclusion that the key to sustainable resolution of our developmental challenge is to invest strategically on growing a well-educated and sensitized citizenry, making a paradigm shift from the historical past to a functional education that shall strive to train the students to become active, knowledgeable, productive citizens of integrity who will play passionate roles in the development of self and society for a better future. It is in a bid to achieve these feats that I declared a state of emergency on education a few minutes after my inauguration, thus placing education as a priority in our state development drive. This act of political will was promptly followed up with a chain of actions. These include convening of an education summit, appointment of a technical committee for the revitalization of education, the conduct of a statewide baseline survey on education, the development and implementation of an education revitalization plan, the establishment of an education council for the oversight of the revitalization plan, and the setting up of the Yobe Education Trust Fund governed by an independent board of trustees. I am glad to state that we have reconstructed and renovated over 300 schools, established 6 model schools, 7 mega schools, procured textbooks and laboratory equipment worth 1 billion naira, and supplied class and office furniture worth over 1 billion naira to create the conducive atmosphere for learning and teaching in the schools. Similarly, about 10,000 teachers were trained and retrained to improve their capacity on teaching methodology, to impart knowledge and skills efficiently and effectively, just as government is employing more qualified teachers to man the schools. This administration has taken deliberate measures to enrich the school feeding program. Recently, we introduced chicken and eggs on the school menu to ensure that no student abandons school due to lack of feeding. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to announce to you that our investment in education in the last 2 years has paid off handsomely. Our students' performance in national examinations have improved tremendously, with more candidates qualified to fill the state's admission quota in tertiary institutions. I wish to seize this opportunity to express our profound gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, and the security agencies for the commitment and resilience in fighting the Boko Haram insurgency to give us the desired peace and security to reclaim our lives and rebuild education in the state. I also wish to appreciate the federal government, our development partners, and the World Bank for supporting our efforts to revitalize education in Yobe State. However, the enormity of the task to rejuvenate education in the state is far beyond the traditional treasury capacity of Yobe State. Even as we put forward our best efforts, consequent to this challenge, we decided to approach our good selves, our potential benefactors, through this education fundraising event to seek your support in cash or in kind of endowment seed fund and to an estimated value of 25 billion naira. This will go a long way to help us satisfactorily sustain the delivery of the work we have set out to achieve as follows: development and maintenance of high standard of education philosophy, education policy, legal, regulatory, and institutional arrangement in the basic and secondary education subsector. Elimination of the problem of out-of-school children, maintain the highest standard of enrollment, attendance, and retention with special attention to girls' education. Improvement of the adequacy in quality and quantity of teachers and para-teaching personnel. Evolution and maintenance of standard teaching and learning environment, that is infrastructure, material, and equipment. build partnerships with educational institutions, multilateral development institutions, and bilateral assistance agencies. Corporate and public organizations with a view to raising support and building capacity to achieve the set revitalization objectives. Ensure prudential management of and reporting on all the resources associated with the Education Revitalization Initiative in accordance with best international practices through an independent board of trustees. In the light of the above, I hereby humbly appeal for your generous donation and pray to God to bless you abundantly. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please, can you give His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe, a big round of applause for that very wonderful speech stating clearly what this, the proceeds of this appeal pond will be used for. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I want to quickly, very quickly recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Sokoto State, Barrister Aminu Waziri Tambuwal. Please give him a big round of applause. His Excellency, Barrister Donald Duke, former Governor of Cross River State, is here. Please give him a big round of applause. I've earlier announced the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Omar Zulum, His Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, Alaji Yahya Bello, His Excellency, the Governor of Jigawa State, Alaji Badaru Abubakar, His Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Abubakar Bagudu. Please give all four of them a very big round of applause for their support. Thank you so much. I've earlier announced the presence of, sorry, I just want to announce quickly the presence of Senator Ali Madu Sharif SAS, the former Governor of Borno State, is also here. Femi Fani Kayode is also here. Please give him a big round of applause. He's here joining His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also welcome here Alhaji Awalu Abdullahi Rano, the chairman of AA Rano, who is here with us. Earlier, we listened to the chairman of this occasion waxing very lyrical about education and his love for Yobe State. We listened to the deputy governor about what it means to him for Yobe State's education to be revitalized. And we just listened to His Excellency the Governor talking about some of the giant strides in the education sector. But what was the level of dilapidation? It was incessant attack for 10 years, but this man stood. For us to appreciate the level of decay so that we can be able to dip our hands in our wallets and do the needful, since we are looking for 25 billion, I want us to watch this short documentary on the level of dilapidation and the state of education in Yobe State.
Education, they say, is the currency of today's economy. And so, for 30 years since it was created as a state in 1991, Yobe has grappled with the obligation to provide the best possible education for its sons and daughters. But many significant challenges have impeded the capacity of the state to meet its education destiny. There are economic challenges, manpower challenges, and security challenges. Together, they have robbed Yobe of the capacity to adequately and effectively train its children or take an army of them hawking on the streets into the classroom. By far the greatest factor that has set Yobe's education sector several years back is the destruction visited upon it by the insurgent group Boko Haram. Although Boko Haram is catastrophe in its total, darkest, and absolutist forms, its main target have always been security formations, government buildings, and educational infrastructure. Across the state, many schools were attacked and some totally destroyed over the last 10 years. They include GSS Damaturu, GSS Mamudo, GSTC Potiskum, GGSTC Dapchi, Best Center Gaidam, Best Center Goniri, GJSS Kanama, GSTC Gujba, and FGC Buniyadi. Others are Central Primary School Buniyadi, Shuari Primary School Buniyadi, and several other primary schools across Gujba local government area. In all the Yobe schools that have come under attack, no facility was spared, not even mosques or toilets. Classrooms, dormitories, libraries, and laboratories were all attacked and razed. And Boko Haram went far beyond that. In Government Secondary School Damaturu, Government Secondary School Mamudo, GSTC Potiskum, Federal Government College Buniyadi, and the College of Agriculture Gujba, amongst others, scores of students were either attacked and killed or, in the case of GGSTC Dapchi, abducted. Those were heart-wrenching, totally regrettable, and unforgettable scenes of senseless violence. During his time as governor, when Boko Haram carried out most of their attacks against Yobe's schools, former governor and now Senator Ibrahim Gaidam tried hard to address the crisis inflicted on the state's education sector. But the challenges were too monumental and the available resources too limited to address them. So, when he assumed office on May 29, 2019, Governor Mai Mala Buni immediately declared an emergency in the education sector and made addressing Yobe's educational challenges a top-tier priority.
Part of the reason why I declared state of emergency is to actually address the problems that is militating against it, and so far so good. When we came on board, we know what we found on ground. Though our government is a government of continuity and consolidation, we found out that education sector requires a deliberate action, like the declaration of state of emergency, which is to say we have to recruit more teachers, retrain the trainable ones, and to improve the enrollment, which we did. You can imagine what would have been or how the situation was after almost over 10 years of Boko Haram insurgency.
Governor Buni soon followed words with action. He began to retrofit and expand existing schools, and he went about providing some basic supplies and ensuring reasonable class sizes for teachers and students alike. He put more chairs in classrooms and more books in libraries. Even with the prevailing economic and fiscal constraints, Governor Buni also began to build new schools, especially in the highly populated parts of the state, including Damaturu, Buniyadi, Potiskum, Gashwa, Nguru, and Gaidam towns.
At the same time, he established and constructed 6 new model schools, established and constructed 7 new mega schools. That's to decongest some of the schools that used to be overstretched, especially in our cities like Portiskum, Damatru, Geshua, Nguru, Buniadi.
These are commendable efforts, but they are nowhere near enough to address the problems at hand. For example, according to data and statistics, there are fewer children going to school than the numbers recorded on school registers, which means school enrollment and retention have been adversely affected. Also, students from other parts of the country almost always outperform Yobe students in qualifying examinations such as WAEC and NECO. Yobe schools also suffer from chronic teacher shortages. Some schools in some communities don't even have teachers at all. Take the example of May Abali Primary School in Portiskum. This is a school with over 14,000 student population, crowded in a few classrooms with only 59 teachers.
Actually, we have 14,111 pupils here in Moabadi Primary School. We have lack of people's desks and chairs. We have lack of textbooks. And if you go to the teachers aspect, this school in particular have little number of teachers. The teachers currently present in this school are 59. If you look at the teachers-people ratio, you understand that there's a very big gap.
Our educational institutions, to a large extent, are no longer conducive for learning. Our classes are overpopulated to the extent of having 200 and above students in the class, much that a teacher will need to struggle to get where to stand. About 50 of them outside the class, peeping through the window. How can you teach? The issue of education in Yobe State is not the business of the government alone.
The pupils in May Abali Primary School, like other children all across the state, have big ambitions of becoming teachers, doctors, lawyers, and soldiers when they grow up.
Abin da yasa ke so na zama likita saboda ƙauye da wasu gurare samun likitocin yana da musu wuya saboda a rage shan wahala.
Ina so in zama malama saboda in taimaka wa yara ƙananu wanda ba sa zuwa makaranta da kuma iyayenmu wanda suke so su sa 'ya'yansu makaranta ba su samu dama ba.
Ina so ne in zama lauya saboda ina kwata wa al'umma hakkinsu. Hakkinsu shine mai gaskiya a bashi gaskiyar shi, marar gaskiya a hukunta shi yadda ya dace.
Na girma na so zama soja. Soja na ruwa haka. In taimaka jama'a haka.
Ina so na zama likita saboda na ringa taimakawa mata da 'yan mata da yara saboda likitoci sun yi karanci.
The caliber of people in the system has contributed even to the destruction of education. Many of the teachers we have today in the system are not teachers. Somebody who claims to be a teacher, he cannot even read and write. Tell me what he's going to teach you. Allow those who are interested in education to be trained and let them come on board and work. Now you have somebody, now you employ him. He will not allow himself to go to any rural area. He will prefer to stay inside the town. If you transfer him, his godfather is there. Rural schools, no teachers are there. In the town now, if you go there, they are jam-packed. Somebody graduates from primary school, he can write. He graduates, goes to secondary school, he can write. He goes to university. We are having people now graduate from university who cannot write a letter.
One thing that we need is awareness. We need to create awareness among ourselves. We need to go out there to the rural areas, show them the essence of having the modern education or the Western education, because it is what this generation is all about. The generation is about Western education. This generation is about what you know, what you can do. It is no longer just being the son of so or having this particular role or that. No, you must be educated first. Then after that you can do anything.
But instead of being prepared for a life of responsible citizenship, many children in Yobe State are seeing their futures being literally obliterated right now because of a prevailing education system that is not equipped to empower them and secure their future. This is not a future we should accept or allow for our brilliant and hopeful kids. They deserve better for the sake of our state and our nation. This is why the Yobe state government decided to launch an education appeal fund to join hands with the people of the state and Yobe's friends across the country to address the appalling situation in Yobe's schools and give the state's education sector the new lease of life that it so desperately needs. His Excellency Governor Mai Mala Buni has also set up an education trust fund that will take the lead in the effort to revitalize Yobe's education going forward. On behalf of the government and people of Yobe State, therefore, His Excellency Governor Mai Mala Buni deeply and profoundly appreciates you all.
Now we have seen the story of Yobe State, the devastation and the determination to rebuild. And while the documentary was on, two governors also walked in. Let me welcome His Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State and Chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum, His Excellency, Dr. Kayode Fayemi. Your Excellency, I welcome you. Also here is the man that has been reconstructing Imo State, renewing Imo State, and revitalizing Imo State. His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, is also here with us. We welcome you, Your Excellency. We welcome you. And so, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the documentary. A lot of work to be done, so much money to be spent. But when we see in the eyes of the young ones from Yobe, the determination to be educated, we'll put our hands in our wallet and do something today. So it's therefore my honor and pleasure to welcome here a man that is first and foremost known for education. Probably the very first Senate president with a PhD. So he loves education. He's a son of the soil. He's a Senate president, the chairman of the National Assembly, and a very handsome man. Please join me as I welcome here distinguished Senator Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, PhD, CON, Senate president, and a very proud Yobe son.
Thank you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. Your Excellency, the chairman of this occasion, our elder brother, an elder statesman, a patriotic Nigerian par excellence, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, Your Excellency, the chief host of this event, my brother and friend, Right Honorable Mai Mala Buni, the governor of Yobe State, and the chairman of the APC Caretaker Committee, distinguished Excellencies here present, the Chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, the Governor of Ekiti State, Governor Kayode Fayemi, Your Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, the Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, very distinguished Excellencies, the Governor of Jigawa State, the Governor of Kogi State, the Governor of Imo State, and I hope that I have not missed any of our excellencies here present. The Deputy President of the Senate, very distinguished senators and honored members of the House of Representatives present, the former Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Ibrahim Gaidam representing Yobe East, and I've given him a distinguished recognition because of what he did when he held sway as the Governor of Yobe State. The Speaker of the Yobe State House of Assembly and our members of the Yobe State House of Assembly present, honorable commissioners, but before then, honorable ministers, I can see I've omitted my brother here in the list of excellencies, and that's a big omission because I'm married to Borno State, and I omitted His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State, in my recognition in the protocol. So my in-law, I apologize for that, and I hope that my wives will still be at home by the time I'm back. I'm also aware that I omitted, not intentionally, my friend, the Governor of Sokoto State, who was one of us in 2003 to 2007 in the House of Representatives, His Excellency Aminu Waziri Tamboa, Governor of Sokoto State. And I hope that I will not be held responsible for my omissions. Elders, our elders from Borno State, and let me pay a special tribute to our emirs and mais who have graced this occasion, very distinguished personalities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Well, I want to start by commending His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, for initiating this particular program of ensuring that we not only look for funds, but we must know what the funds will be going for. He has given in his remarks the history of how he declared a state of emergency. In Yobe State, we have had very good situation before the insurgency struck. The rest is history. But I want to make a commentary out of what we watched. We saw dilapidated infrastructures in our schools, and we also saw peoples and students who want to be everything to help the world. The comparison is that they want to be educated, to be teachers, to be lawyers, to be doctors, to be soldiers, and what have you, but that the environment is not conducive. Now, this gathering is to support that environment to be better, to be improved upon. At this point, I want to recognize a philanthropist par excellence, the chief launcher of this fundraising, Alhaji Dahiru Barao Mangal, the chairman of the Mangal group of companies, who has been everywhere to give support, not only for education, but for health, for governance, and what have you. It is my pleasure to recognize this one Nigerian who pays attention to the needs of those that are really in their need because of their stressful situation in their communities, societies, and states. Your Excellencies, very distinguished participants here and audience, in the former Borno state, or let me say the northeastern state, before the former Borno state, and then presently Yobe state, we receive support from government for our education. I didn't have to pay anything to be in primary school. In fact, I was given something. My parents were encouraged to send me to school. In the secondary school, we were given everything, our uniforms free, our books free, and everything, feeding, free. That was when the resources were available to really accommodate those necessities. The population has increased of pupils and students, and the resources have dwindled. Now, we have to look for our friends, for our well-wishers to come to our aid. But asking for help is part of the work itself. We recognized that we need to, first of all, at home, tax ourselves and collect something before we go outside of the state. Like the governor, His Excellency said, this is one very important sector in our life that we just cannot run away from talking to you, our friends, the friends of our state, for help. If there is one single sector that you can use to change the world, it's education. And that is what Nelson Mandela said when he said education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We want to change the world. Our children and peoples, particularly those that we should, want to change the world. They want to contribute to our state development, our national development, and to the development of humanity. Let me give an example. I didn't come from a rich or wealthy family, and many of us here have come from families that are simply, they're not wealthy enough, some even indigent, but because our states at that time intervened to give us the support that we needed to go to school, stay in school, by the grace of God, we are reaping the benefits. Our states are, our country is. And that is what we want to achieve by raising 25 billion. And actually, the 25 billion is not going to solve all the problems, but definitely will reposition our educational sector better. And I want to make an appeal here. We want to have money, but there are some institutions that don't have to give us money. NTI, for example, give us slots for training of our teachers. We want to train our teachers. If you can't give us free, please charge us just the administrative costs, because Like His Excellency the Governor said, we need to train and retrain our teachers. Your Excellencies, I want to, at this point, mention this, that it's not only Yobe State that will benefit from this, because a challenge in any and every part of Nigeria is a challenge in every part of the country. If we are able to deal with our challenge, our educational challenge in Yobe State, we are not the only people to benefit from the educated people in our state. They can be everywhere. Today, we have so many Yobians working in different parts of the country. In fact, in different parts of the world. But they are, of course, indigenous of Yobe. So this is one effort that we want to appeal to all of us here, that is a national call channeled through Yobe State. And please, I know that not everybody who wants to contribute is here. Those who want to contribute and are not here and are not represented, our doors will continue to be open not only after the event, but even long after, because the investment in education is the best investment that anybody could do that will attract the best interest at the end of the day. Finally, let me assure all of us here that whatever we contribute will be very prudently applied, very responsibly utilized, and at the end of the day, we'd like to see a situation where our standing in the educational chart of Nigeria will be a visible and obvious testimony of this event, that we have been able to bring everybody together to support the educational development of Yobe State. Thank you. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please give another big round of applause to His Excellency, the President of the Senate, for his speech. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are going to hand over to the chairman of this occasion, His Excellency, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe. Before we do that, I want to crave your indulgence briefly, very quickly, to recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliyu, who is here. His Excellency is the Governor of Kano State. Is represented by Muhammad Sanusi Saidu Kiru. I want to recognize the presence of the representatives of UBA, United Bank of Africa, Zenith Bank, Access Bank, and First Bank. Dr. Aliyu Hong is representing BUA International Nigeria Limited. I also want to recognize the presence of Alhaji A.Y. Maikifi, who is here. Senator John Owen Eno is also here. I want to recognize the presence of H.E. His Excellency Uba Maigari Ahmad, Right Honorable Babangida Ongoroje, former Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Comrade Mustafa Salihu, the Sa'i of Adamawa, and Alhaji Bukal Dalori, the Chairman of the Forum of State Chairman of APC, and also the Chairman of APC in Borno State. Thank you so much.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also welcome here distinguished Senator John Akpan Udwe-Dehe, the Secretary of the APC Caretaker Convention Planning Committee. He's here with us. Your Excellencies, it is said that the pebble in the pond that creates the ripple of change is a philanthropist. Selfless giving to others represents one's true wealth. This is a point that will begin to demonstrate that. So at this point, I want to bring back the chairman of today's occasion to put ambassadorial diplomatic stamp on our lunch today. I welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think you have heard all the very inspiring and informative statements from His Excellency the Governor of Yobe State, Speaker, the President of the Senate, the Chairman of the Organizing Committee, and others. This will give you an idea of the nature of the challenge of education in Yobe State and the challenge of the funding requirements. We have now come to a point where we need to put our money where our mouth is. And it's a great pleasure for me to start the ball rolling by inviting one of our most illustrious and role model entrepreneurs, Alhaji Dairu Mangal, chairman of the Mangal Group of Companies, as chief launcher to make his announcement and any remarks he may want to make. For those of you who do not know Alhaji Dairu Mangal, you need to go to Katsina, where he lives, where he comes from, and see literally the kilometers of people queuing up every Friday to be touched by his generosity. And this has been going on for years, and he has never tired, he has never stopped. Of course, the more you give, the more you will be given by our Creator. So, also, I know that Alhaji Dairu Mangal certainly doesn't have a PhD. He didn't go to university to get an MA or whatever. He is a self-made man and a self-taught man in Western education. Very highly learned in Islamic education, but in Western education, he is self-taught. So those of us who have had the privilege of receiving Western education have spoken about the value of education. And Alhaji Dairu Mangal is one of those on the opposite side. Because he didn't go far in Western education, knowing what he has missed, he values education even more. So it's my pleasure to welcome Alhaji Dairu Mangal either to the rostrum or to speak where he is, but I think Alhaji Dairu, please do come up. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry, I think after the chief launcher, I will hand over, I'll delegate to the masters of ceremony to continue the program. Yeah. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmad Lawal, my brother, Governor of Yobe, Honorable Mema Labuni, other executive governors here present, the chairman of the occasion, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, GCON, my fellow co-launchers, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make the following donation. Family and friend of Alhaji Dahiru Mangal, 500 million. Myself, Alhaji Dahiru Mangal, 500 million. Total is 1 billion naira. Alhaji Ahmed Lawal and Alhaji Awal Lawal, Sarkin Sudan of Gombe, 300 million naira. Total is 1.3 billion naira in my hand. Thank you.
Please give Alhaji Dahiru Mangal another very big round of applause. He deserves it. Thank you so much. This is so energizing. And we are definitely going to get there. Your best education will come roaring back. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Berry.
We had 1.3 billion. The applause I get was 300,000. Can we appreciate this man one more time? Thank you very much. Now from the chief launcher, we are going straight to the governors. I'll be inviting the governors one after the other. Okay. 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 Yes.
Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, please appreciate Alhaji Awal Lawal, Sarki Suda of Gombe, 300 million naira. Please don't forget that. Thank you so much.
So on behalf of the governors, I'm sure the chairman of the Governors Forum will speak on their behalf. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, our brother and leader, May Malabuni, the chairman of this occasion, our elder statesman, Father Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, the President of the National Assembly, President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, Senator Ahmed Lawan, PhD. I have several of my brother governors here, most distinguished senators, members of the House of Representatives, our chief launcher, who has just done something I haven't had in a very long time, Alhaji Dahiru Mangal, former governors, elder statesmen, leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. When my brother, the governor of Yobe State, informed me of this very, very important occasion, I said to him without hesitation that I would be here in full force, because for us as governors who are also directly involved in educational activities in our state, we know that education is the greatest antidote to poverty, and that we have a duty, indeed a responsibility, to take our people out of poverty. And if we educate them, definitely it is the first stage in the journey out of lifting them from poverty. To this end, we have consulted with our brothers, and we
are going to do something that is unusual. We don't normally announce donations, but this is an occasion that we want to signal how committed we all are to the cause of educational development in Yobe State and in all our states. And we've consulted. And my brother governors, I'm just the messenger as always here, have said we must put in place 10 million naira per state, totaling 350 million naira. But that since the chairman of the Northeast Governors Forum is right next door, we will mandate him to put additional funds. Governor Babagana Zulu and Governor Yobe would contribute more money that will take the sum to 400 million. But we will do 350 million on behalf of all our states. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We appreciate you on behalf of the school children in Yobe State, on behalf of the over 3.4 million people in Yobe State. We say thank you to all the governors that are here present. Let me welcome here a woman that is like a man, a woman that does things that men do. Hajia Bola Shagaya is here with us. I welcome her. We'd like to welcome her here. Okay, while we're expecting her to step forward here, I'd like to welcome here Alhaji A.A. Rano. He's also here with us. Alhaji A.A. Rano. Yes. We welcome you to the microphone, Alhaji A.A. Rano.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please, I want to call on people milling around. Please be seated. Please be seated. Let's get done with this event. We are at the very top of the event, which is what we are here for. Please be seated. Thank you so much. Let me quickly announce the presence of the Managing Director of Heritage Bank, Mr. Ife Sekibo, the CNN Hero of the Year. Barrister Zanna Mustafa, who is also doing a lot privately for education, is here. I want to recognize his presence. Please also are moving around. Please be seated. Very important. Please be seated. Let's get into this most important thing that we are here for. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. They just told me now that Hajia Bola Shagaya, a very caring mother, grandmother, a philanthropist of the first-class order, had already made her donation. And being a very humble woman that she is, she doesn't want to come here and announce it. But can we put our hands together for her, for what she has done? We appreciate you. Thank you very much. We also have donations here. Saeed Khalif, S. Nudin Group, 1 million. Eli Fahad of Tricia, 2 million. Yusuf M. Jafo and Academy, 1 million. Faisal El Khalil of 7up, Bottling Company, 10 million naira. Habib Jafar, 250,000. Eli Said of Eco Real, 1 million total, 15,250,000, and these are all friends of Senator Goni Modu, Ambassador of Lebanon. Mr. Saeed Nazal donated 10 million naira. Let me welcome here former Minister of State for Health, former Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, representing the chairman of BUA Group, Alhaji Abdul Samad Isaku Rabiu. I'd like to welcome here Dr. Edie Hong.
Your Excellency, the Chairman of the National Assembly and Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Chairman of this very important occasion, His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State and other governors here present, distinguished senators here present, honorable ministers, the chief luncher of this very important occasion, Alhaji Dahiru Mangal, your royal fathers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am here representing Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu, CON, the chairman of BUA International. He asked me to first and foremost to apologize on his behalf to his brother and friend, His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, Alhaji Mai Mala, that he will have loved to be here himself, but knowing fully that he understands the type of commitment he is, I should apologize on his behalf and assure His Excellency that he shares your vision and he really supports any foundation or any endowment toward uplifting education in the country. Alhaji Samad is already a well-known philanthropist who has committed huge amount of money in the country in almost all areas of intervention, especially education, health, and social development. He asked me to donate on his behalf for the first time the sum of 300 million naira, and God willing, he will still come in the future in supporting this cause for the development of education in Yobe State. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Our regards to the chairman of BUA Group. We appreciate him. Let me welcome the Deputy Senate President, distinguished Senator Omar Gege, to please step forward here. Your Excellency, we welcome you.
Okay.
The President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, the Chief Host, the Governor of Yobe State, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. Frankly, coming here today, I never planned that I'll be standing here in the podium. But this is what happens to you when you have friends who are very, very mischievous. But since I'm already standing here, I want to, on behalf of myself and some very special friends of the governor of Yobe State and the chairman of the APC Interim Committee, pledge the sum of 50 million towards education in Yobe State. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please give the Deputy President of the Senate another big round of applause. He's deserving of it. Thank you so much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have a message from Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, and it says a very handsome and generous donation to be communicated directly to His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Honorable Mai Malabuni. This is a message from Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, a very handsome and generous donation for the development of education in Yobe State to be communicated directly to the Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Honorable Mai Malabuni. So Ashwaju Bola Tinubu promising to make a very handsome and very generous donation to the development of education, but he will announce the amount himself to the Governor. I also want to announce that His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, please let's recognize the Nigeria Governors Forum for giving a contribution of 350 million naira. Please give them another big round of applause. They are very, very deserving of it, 350 million. In addition to that, His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Omara Zulum, is coming up to the podium to announce another donation on his own behalf and on behalf of his own associates. So at this point, may I invite His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Omara Zulum, to come forward, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency the Senate President, Your Excellency the Deputy Senate President, Your Excellency the Chairman of the occasion, Your Excellencies Governors present and former, Your Excellencies Deputy Governors here present, members of the National Assembly here present, Your Royal Highness is here present, the chairman of the occasion, invited guest, Assalamu alaikum. Let me begin by applauding the vision of the Yobe State government for organizing this very important event of fundraising with a view to addressing the lingering challenges of education in Yobe State. The importance of fundraising with a view to addressing the challenges of education need not to be overemphasized. Outcome of the Recovery and Peace-Building Assessment by the World Bank, EU, and UN and the federal government revealed the total sum of about $6.9 billion was lost as a result of the insurgency in the entire northeastern states. This quantum of money is very huge, and therefore, Yobe State government alone cannot shoulder the responsibility of the educational sector. And therefore, I'm urging all and sundry to donate generously to this noble objective of building the education sector in the state. I've seen the video of the damages done to Yobe State, but I'm also asking the Yobe State government to ensure that apart from building back the infrastructure, they should critically examine the need to provide the human resources needs of the state, which is also very important. Although my governor, the chairman of the Governors Forum, have spoken on behalf of all of us, as my chairman said it, Borno State is Yobe State. What affects Borno State affects Yobe State. And therefore, it is my singular honor and privilege to announce additional sum of 50 million naira to Yobe State. And then, on behalf of my senators, House of Assembly members, House of Representatives, and party members, my party chairman is here, who is the chairman of the chairman of parties. I want to also donate additional 45 million naira, making a total sum of 115 million naira, 15 million naira. In addition to this one, I want to inform the government of Yobe State that I want to sacrifice my time and energy and contribute to the development of Yobe State by providing the needed capacity building to move to enhance the educational sector. Let me use this opportunity to thank the Chief Lancha for the generous donation that he did and all other donations that were made here. And please, I'm urging all of us to stay behind because we are still looking for more from all of you. Everybody should still stay behind because one of the reasons why we are having insurgency in the Northeast is because of illiteracy. And therefore, addressing illiteracy requires huge sum of money. Thank you very much, and may Almighty Allah bless all of us.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We appreciate you. We have a donation of 100 million from Musa Baba Saleh, Chairman, JM and AS Limited, 100 million naira. CGC Nigeria, 10 million. Umaru Kareto Lawan, 1 million. Honorable Kolo Lawan, 1 million. Alhaji Ibrahim Masari, former National Welfare, APC, 2 million. Honorable Datua Ali Kumo, 1 million naira. Please, on your table, we have these pledge forms or donation forms, if you like. Look on your table, and we are ready to receive all your donations. Murtala Adama, 15 million. Alhaji Suleiman Tiroma, 200,000. Balama Manu, 1 million. Yusufari local government area, 13 million 200. Abba Mukhtar Muhammad, 3 million. And Mothercat, 10 million naira. Also, I'd like to welcome here, on behalf of the Okay. Let me welcome His Excellency, the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, who's been itching to be part of this financially. Your Excellency, please.
Thank you so much. Jama'a da Allah a zauna a saurara. His Excellency is the Governor of Yobe State, Honorable Memala Buni, yace mai sanar cewa mutane suna surutu ba a jin kuɗin da ake faɗa ana bayarwa. Ya kamata mutane su saurara saboda a san abin da aka bayar don a yi appreciating mutanen da suka yi kokari suka zo saboda mu a Yobe. So da Allah su zauna. Cameramen, pressmen, please organize yourself, please. I want to announce the presence of Owele Rochas Okorocha, who is here. His Excellency, the President of the Senate, wants to make a special announcement.
Your Excellencies, the chairman of this event, distinguished Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have some few announcements to make. I have the donation from Alhaji Ali Kwadangwate, 300 million naira. I have the donation from Mike Adenuga, Chairman, Globacom, 100 million naira. Another donation from Sanfrano International Limited, 100 million naira. Another donation from Tahir Group of Companies, 100 million naira. another donation from Eastman Services Limited, 10 million naira. Another one from D&B Nigeria Limited, 5 million naira. And last but not the least, donation from our friend, very distinguished Senator Ibrahim Ida, CON, Sadonan Katsina, 5 million naira. And it's a total of 520 million naira. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for the President of the Senate, His Excellency Senator Ahmad Lawan, announcing a total donation of 520 million naira. Please give him another big round of applause. He's deserving of it. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, quickly, I want to announce a donation of 25 million naira from APC Yobe State. APC Yobe State, 25 billion naira. I want to announce also Distribution Companies of Nigeria, Discos, 10 million naira. MBH Power Nigeria Limited, 3 million naira. I also want to announce that two distinguished individuals will come forward to make announcements. The Honorable Minister of the FCT is going to make an announcement on behalf of all Honorable Ministers of the Federal Republic. So may I call on the Honorable Minister of the FCT. After that, I'm going to call Alhaji Kashim Imam, the Chairman of TED Fund, to come forward to make another announcement. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Senate, Your Excellency, the Chairman of the occasion, our Chief Host, Governor of Yobe State, our distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of members of the Federal Executive Council present here, that's the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Power, and all those that are not present here, I wish to pledge, on behalf of all of them, our total support and commitment to this project. All of us will use our offices and our contacts to make sure that education in Yobe State is emancipated. Secondly, on behalf of the host city, Abuja, we are going to work closely with the Yobe Educational Trust Fund to identify a suitable location where they will build their Abuja office. Thank you very much.
We might not understand what you have just said. Plenty money is coming from the ministers and the ministries, and we say thank you to you. The APC Convention Planning Committee is donating 5 million naira. The Honorable Minister of Science and Tech, I'm very sure the 1 million naira is part of the donation. Let me welcome here former Governor of Imo State, now a distinguished senator, a philanthropist indeed. The Rocha schools are practically all over Nigeria, so he understands the trajectory of education. Over 200,000 pupils being fed and educated by him. He knows what Yobe State is talking about. Please join us. I welcome here Owele Rochas Anayo Okorocha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ebere Young, MFR. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce a donation of 37 million naira from the Forum of State Chairman of APC. State Chairman of APC across the 36 states of the Federation and FCT, donating a total of 37 million naira. Owele Rosa, the coordinator, will speak. Barrister Ismail Ahmed, on behalf of Progressive View of APC, Barrister Ismail Ahmed, 5 million naira. Thank you so much. Excellency, sir.
Thank you. Your Excellency, my Senate President, Your Excellency, governors of our nation, ladies and gentlemen, Governor Mela Boni, God bless you for thinking about education. The best gift you can give to your state is education and nothing but education. I consider you today my brother and friend, not because we're in sympathy or because of your love for me, but your love for education. I just want to make this donation, and I want to partner with you rather. As you're aware, Rocha's Foundation is across the length and breadth of this country, but we don't have a school in Yobe. May I request you, Governor, to quickly and immediately provide the land. The Rocha's Foundation will be built immediately in the land of Yobe to cater for the less privileged and the poor. If you do this, you remain my partner forever. God bless you. Thank you.
Your Excellency, sir, I want to invite Alaji Kashim Imam, Chairman TED Fund, to come forward for his announcement. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, before then, I want to announce that JM and AS Limited, the chairman of JM and AS Limited, Musa Baba Saleh, is announcing a donation of 100 million naira. 100 million naira from the chairman of JM and AS Limited, Musa Baba Saleh. Thank you so much, Excellency.
Your Excellency, the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, Your Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Omar Agege, Your Excellency, our elder brother, the Chairman of the occasion, Ambassador Bawakin Gibe, Your Excellency, my brother, the Governor of Yobe, and Chief Host of this occasion, Your Excellency, my State Governor, Babagana Omara Zulum. I want to plead that I've been given very limited time. I would have loved to recognize all the governors here individually. Please forgive me, but I collectively recognize all of you. Thank you. Our brother, the Governor of Yobe, I wish to start by congratulating you for getting it very right. Education is at the root of all our problems in this country. It's the number one problem, and it's at the root of all other problems. So I commend you for all the different initiatives that you've taken in the field to correct the ills in the field of education. I also want to briefly inform us all about the giant steps that the TED Fund is taking. I just want to restrict myself only to the current budget that is in operation. We have given the tertiary institutions in Yobe a total of 5 billion naira for this year, this intervention period alone, 5 billion. On the request of my brother and boss, the President of the Senate, we are making a special intervention to build hostels, 2,000 capacity bed spaces at the University of Gashua, Federal University of Gashua, at a cost of 3 billion naira, making it 8 billion. On the request of His Excellency the Governor, we are intervening in fencing the Yobe State Polytechnic. Is called Mai Idris Aloma Polytechnic in Gaidam. We are also doing street lights. The President of the Senate raised one critical issue, academic staff training. We are also doing that. Our total intervention in Yobe for the current financial year that we are implementing is in the region of 10 billion naira. And please don't say nepotism. The chairman of the occasion has explained that Borno and Yobe are one. So I think I can justify the various intervention projects that the TED Fund is undertaking in Yobe State. Finally, I wish to announce my very modest donation of the sum of 100 million naira. I have just one last announcement to make. If you see where I'm seated next to my state governor, the governor of Borno State, His Excellency Baba Gana Umar Salam. He asked that when he spoke, he omitted to say something, and he has asked me to say, announce that he has instructed that our daughter should return home today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alhaji Kashim Imam, Chairman Ted Ford. Please give him another big round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your Excellency, President of the Senate, Excellencies, Governors, Honorable Ministers, distinguished Senators of the Federal Republic, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols respectfully and respectively observed. Your Excellency, I want to announce a donation of 11 million naira from the Forum of Federal Commissioners from Yobe State. Federal Commissioners in agencies. Yeah, from Yobe State. Engineer Ahmed Kadi Amshi, Chairman, National Assembly Commission, May Ali Mohammed, Commissioner, National Population Commission, ABS Madu Aji Jiluri, Commissioner, Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Alaji Dewde Yahya, MNI, Commissioner, National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, Barista Kashim Ganagaidam, Resident Electoral Commissioner, Adamawa State, Honorable Jibrim Maigari, Commissioner, Prayer Character Commission, Honorable Lawal Madu Nguru, Commissioner, Public Complaints Commission, Alaji Hassan Gambo, Executive Commissioner, Finance and Accounts, Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Commission, Alaji Yahya Mohammed, Commissioner, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Alaji Baba Bila, National Commissioner, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Alaji Gwani Ali Gujuba, Commissioner, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission, total 11 million. Your Excellency, another donation of 15 million naira from the honorable members of the House of Representatives from Yobe State, all 6 of them donating a total of 15 million naira. Alaji Babangida Ngoroje, former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, 250,000 naira. Kanim Development Progressive Initiative, Wulari Maiduguri, 100,000 naira. Gaidam Motors, 1 million naira. Jitenda Sakdeva is the chairman of Skipper Nigeria Limited. Yeah, they are coming to bring the amount, and we're going to announce it shortly. Alaji Umar Lawan Kareto, 1 million naira. Alaji Kolo Lawan, 1 million naira. And Mr. Said Nazal, 10 million naira. Lastly, yeah, I think that's all, ma? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me also announce here the family of late Abdullahi Bida, also known as B-Dash, 100,000 naira. Quimex Nigeria Limited, 5 million naira. Umaru Aliyu Shinkafi Foundation, 10 million naira. T.Y. Danjuma Foundation, 10 million naira. And then Ahmed Abubakar Garinho has 10,000 naira. No matter how small, let it keep on coming. I'd like to welcome here, representing Sir Emeka Ofo, AIG Chris Oke Ezike, retired, to please step forward here.
Your Excellency, the Senate President, Your Excellencies, the Chairman of the occasion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I represent Sir Dr. Emeka, who is very unavoidably absent. Today coincides with his birthday, and he's already out with his philanthropy. When I entered and had 1 billion naira from the chief launcher, I almost ran back. But when I remembered that when Imo Airport was being built, the then governor, Sam Mbakwe, said, nothing is too small for Imo Airport. I don't think anything is too small to see educational development in Yobe prosper. On behalf of Sir Dr. Emeka, we wish to give a modest donation of 50 million.
Wish him happy birthday. Tell him to celebrate the money celebrating with the youths of Yobe State. Justice G. Kashim Kaigama is giving 250,000 naira. He's of the High Court of Justice, State Judiciary, Damatru. Also here, General Khalid Babagana Maddi, Yobe State Sharia Court of Appeal, 250,000 naira. And then, on the behest of His Excellency, the Senate President, A.A. Rano is giving 50 million. Yahaya Mekafi is also giving 50 million naira. I'd like to welcome the chairman of Skipper Nigeria Limited. Although he's Indian, but he loves Nigeria and Yobe. He's stepping forward here. I know the amount he's given, but he loves Yobe and Nigeria so much. I'd like to welcome you here.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jitendra Sachdeva. I'm the chairman of Skipper Nigeria. Skipper Nigeria is into the infrastructure and power, and our heart goes in the corporate social responsibility of skill development centers. We have skill development centers in Lagos and Kaduna State. When I met recently the governor of Yobe State, and I offered him this service for Yobe, he was so thrilled. Then he told me about this noble cause. And I can feel the kind of warmth he has for education and the way most of the corporates have gone to offer. Somebody right now came and rightly said that you may not be the highest, but come and offer. The cause is so noble, so wonderful. For this, I offer on behalf of Skipper 20 million naira. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Skipper Nigeria Limited, 20 million naira. Your Excellencies, I want to announce a donation from His Excellency, our former governor and distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, Senator Ibrahim Gaidam, 10 million naira. His Excellency, the former governor of Yobe State, distinguished Senator Bukar Abba Ibrahim, 5 million naira. His Excellency, the former governor of Borno State, distinguished Senator Ali Modu Sharif, 10 million naira. Distinguished Senator Ibrahim Bomoy, representing Yobe Zone B, 10 million naira. A total of 35 million naira. Thank you so much.
Let me welcome here Elijah Aminu Yaro, Serikin Hausawa of Lagos, a young man that loves people, that is into philanthropy. I'd like to welcome him here, Serikin Hausawa of Lagos. Alhaji Aminu Yaro. Is that him? Mohammed Jawa Gashua, Executive Director of Finance and Administration, NEDC, 1 million naira. Quimex Nigeria, we have announced it, 5 million naira. Do we still have Alhaji Aminu Yaro? Alhaji Aminu Yaro, Sarakin Hausawa of Lagos, has just announced a donation of 50 million naira. And so, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
have been contributing to this fund. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, despite the large portion of budgetary allocation that has been done to the education sector, directed and approved that a contribution of 5 billion naira will be put into the account of this trust fund. Total contributions from Yobe State government and its